When I first got a vague idea about diplomacy at the age of 7, in 1971, I heard on the radio that Chairman Mao Zedong and the Premier Zhou Enlai were meeting a U.S. National Security Advisor, Dr. Kissinger. It was only later that I came to realize that was the start of the normalization of China-U.S. relations. In 1981, I went to China Foreign Affairs University. During my college days, I developed a stronger interest in foreign affairs and decided to pursue a career in diplomacy. Luckily, my dream came true. I joined the Foreign Service after college and had been posted to Malta, the United States, Indonesia, and Hong Kong before. In May last year, I was honored to be appointed by President Xi Jinping as the 12th Chinese ambassador to the United States. And this is my third time working here, and it is so nice to be back to DC after 13 years. A well-known Chinese proverb is that, to the people, food is of paramount importance. The Chinese greet each other by saying, "Have you had your meal?" When friends come and leave, we will invite them to dinner to say hello and goodbye. And in daily life, we dine together with our buddies now and then. So food has become part of our daily life. Food is also a ritual in Chinese culture. For instance, we have a tradition of eating dumplings when leaving home for a long time, and noodles when coming back. Dumplings carry a wish for earlier reunion, and noodles mean no separation ever since. Also, at each traditional festival, we have certain dietary customs to observe. At the Lantern Festival, we will eat sweet dumplings to pray for a good year, and at the Mid-Autumn Festival, we will share mooncakes, a symbol of family happiness. But most importantly, food is a language of love. Chinese families prefer round dining tables, for round means togetherness and completeness. Everyone can see and chat with each other and share the same food and joy. On the eve of the Chinese New Year, no matter how far away we are from home, we will try to be there for the most important dinner in the year, with our loved ones. What stays is not only the taste of the food, but also all those warm memories of family and love. I grew up in Shanghai. Shanghai cuisine emphasizes preserving the original flavor and is known for its mellow and fresh taste. The ingredients must be seasonal. In early spring, every household will make yan du xian, a soup with bamboo shoots, fresh and salted pork, and beancurd nuts. It is a bite of spring and will warm your heart and soul. Autumn is the season for steamed freshwater crabs, which go perfectly with some vinegar, ginger slices, and of course, rice wine. The tender meat and the creamy roe are simply unparalleled. Every fortnight, I will get together with friends to taste crabs with rice wine, sometimes over Shanghai folk tunes, just as if we are back home. But what I miss most are those ordinary home-style dishes. Whenever I return to Shanghai, I will find a local eatery, order several pan-fried or steamed ups, as well as a bowl of shepherd's purse, wontons, or scallion oil noodles. These may cost only 10 to 20 yuan, fewer than $3 altogether. Secretary Blumenthal of the Treasury under President Carter also grew up in Shanghai. When he revisited the city many years later, he went out in the early morning to look for traditional Shanghai breakfast food like fried dough and soy milk. I believe in them he had found the taste of his childhood. Well, number one, appetizer, lotus charm. In Chinese culture, the lotus is known as the gentleman's flower because it grows out of mud but remains pure pure and untainted. The Chinese character for the lotus, 和, also has the same pronunciation as that for harmony, 和, which is the core value of China's food culture. From the pairing of dishes to the heat and seasoning, harmony is really the key in everything of Chinese cuisine. Apart from the food itself, the presentation matters too. This appetizer is just like a piece of art, showing fish joyfully swimming among the lotus leaves. There's also a poem on it which reads, "From the clear waters rise two lotus flowers. See how they bloom in vibrant pink. Intertwined are their roots beneath the lake, and their petals nestled together like a couple in love." So we are enjoying not just the food, but also the culture behind it. Number 2, entrée, squirrel-shaped mandarin fish. Squirrel-shaped mandarin fish is a famous dish in Suzhou cuisine. The fish is carved and deep-fried into a squirrel shape and covered in a sweet and sour sauce. It tastes crispy on the outside and tender inside. I first learned about the dish from a novel, The Gourmet, by Mr. Lu Wenfu, a Chinese author, and had been longing to taste it ever since. But back then, it was too expensive for a student like me. So after I got my first salary, I went to Songhelou, a Suzhou-style restaurant in Beijing, and ordered the dish. It was just as delicious as I had imagined. Today, as life gets better, the dish has become a popular choice for the dinner on Chinese New Year's Eve. This is something to do with another Chinese cultural tradition. Fish is a must at this dinner because the character for fish, 鱼, has the same pronunciation as that of 鱼 abundance. The word for mandarin fish, 桂鱼, in particular, indicates wealth and prosperity. Also, squirrels and pine nuts symbolize being fruitful and blessed in Chinese culture. So with this auspicious dish, people wish to usher in a wonderful new year. Likewise, when I worked in Hong Kong, I noticed that the local people will have pung choy, 盆菜, or treasure pot during the Spring Festival. 9 to 10 precious ingredients are layered into one big pot, meaning abundance, prosperity, and togetherness. Through food, you can see our people's hope and confidence for a better life. For dessert, we have Susan, creamy mountain. Everyone loves ice cream. In fact, in China's Tang Dynasty, over 1,000 years ago, we already had a dessert like ice cream. It is called Susan, or creamy mountain, because it looks just like a snow-capped mountain. Some people believe the explorer Marco Polo brought the recipe of China's ice cheese, a later variant, back to Italy in the 13th century, and that is how ice cream was introduced to the world. While we do not know whether the story is true or not, what we can be sure of is that the history of China's exchanges with the world is also a history of food exchanges. Along the ancient Silk Road, the cuisines of China and other countries drew on each other, integrated with one another, and innovated themselves. For instance, cucumber, spinach, pepper, tomato, and corn were all imported into China, while China also introduced cabbage, soybean, lychee, pipa, tea, and more to the world. Today, from Pelu's chifa to General Tso's chicken in the United States, from Japan's ramen to Singapore's national dish, Hainanese chicken rice, the influence of Chinese cuisine extends far and wide. 面果, fruit-shaped pastry. It is through inheritance and innovation of generations that Chinese cuisine has come so far. 面果, or fruit-shaped pastry, is a perfect example. All these persimmons, walnuts, peanuts, and peaches are actually made of flour. They not only look like fruits and nuts, but also have rich fillings inside. They are handmade solely with natural ingredients. Every time I share them with American friends, they will be amazed at how they can be so vivid and exquisite. 面果 was created by Mr. Wang Ziqiang, a contemporary pastry master who spent over a decade on this. Based on traditional Chinese pastry, he also drew on the technique of making pizza with yeast powder so as to make 面果 so plump. Many of our embassy chefs are born in the 90s, and some of them are Generation Z. Out of love for food, they are committed to carrying forward the millennium-old Chinese culinary art and giving new life to it with their ingenuity. When Dr. Kissinger visited China in 1971, Premier Zhou Enlai hosted a banquet for him, featuring Peking duck with China's national liquor, Mao Tai. President Nixon and President Bush Sr. also fell in love with Peking duck. After returning to the United States, President Bush looked for Peking duck everywhere and finally found a Peking Gourmet Inn in Falls Church, Virginia. Altogether, he went to the restaurant over 120 times, and every time he would order Peking duck. But he told me that the Peking duck prepared by the Chinese embassy is simply unparalleled. When I held a birthday dinner for Dr. Kissinger in May last year, the 100-year-old enjoyed his favorite Peking duck with gusto, and even requested one more portion with a bashful smile. Every American friend I've come across all these years would end up becoming a fan of Peking duck. So tasting the duck and Mao Tai is also to experience Chinese culture and review the history of China-US relations. Here in the United States, I have found that many Americans are interested not only in Chinese food, but also in learning how to make it. During the Spring Festival this year, I invited a number of American students to our embassy to make dumplings together. And at the Mid-Autumn Festival in September, my wife and I made mooncakes along with our neighbors. Likewise, my American friends also invited me to their family barbecues and Thanksgiving dinners, where we roasted the turkey and shared pumpkin pies. When we sit at the same table and share the same food, we will find that we are actually more similar than we are different. As many Chinese young people are saying, food and love are the two really important things in life. Both Chinese and American people love food, value family, and want a better life. So food brings our hearts closer. The first and foremost reason why Chinese food is so popular is because it tastes so good. Chinese food has such a vast variety. No matter whether you are a fan of spicy food or have a sweet tooth, a meat lover or a veggie, there's always something for you. One may travel to most parts of China in a lifetime, but can never exhaust its food. Many love Chinese food also because of the sense of ceremony in it. In every step, from the meticulous selection of ingredients to the complicated cooking techniques and to the artistic presentation, you can feel the love and respect of the Chinese for food. An American friend told me that when he was young, his parents would take him to Chinatown and have Chinese food for his birthday every year. Later, this became his way to celebrate all the important moments of his life. Also, what you can taste in Chinese cuisine is not only the food itself, but China's culture, history, and values. China enjoyed great prosperity for a long time in history. When eating enough is not a problem, people would naturally think about how to eat well. The over 5,000-year-old Chinese civilization has nurtured a vibrant food culture, which embodies China's traditional philosophy and values. So exploring Chinese food is not only a gourmet's adventure, but also a cultural journey. I would encourage more American friends to have a bite of China, and you are most welcome to visit China someday to discover an amazing country that has so much more to offer beyond great food. Our embassy was designed by Im Pei, the world-famous Chinese-American architect. We moved into it in 2009, and we are really proud of its beautiful fusion of traditional Chinese architecture and modernity, and also its rich collection of Chinese art. You can even call it a small museum of Chinese culture. I warmly welcome American friends to come and visit us, attend our receptions, open house, and many other events, so you can see the embassy for yourselves, experience the friendship of the Chinese people, and taste the most authentic Chinese food.